What's going on, guys? Stefan here with you, S&E's Garage. Today we are in the basement, but we are just starting in the basement. Today we're going to tell you just exactly how to winterize your irrigation system, your sprinkler system, whatever you want to call it for your front lawn. So the first thing you're going to want to do is locate basically the main for your house. Usually your sprinkler turn on is going to be right near that water main. So here in our house we have a well. We run on well and septic here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and turn off your supply here to the sprinklers. So we've already gone ahead and done that. And the next thing you're going to want to do is drain your sprinkler line here. So we already also went ahead and did that. If you open that up, you'll see we got air coming out of that because we do have it set up to the air compressor right now. So these lines are already drained. We went ahead and drained this whole line. I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have set up outside, and we're going to take it from there. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and locate your irrigation control box or your sprinkler control box. We're going to go ahead and show you where ours is, and you know, you just got to find yours, and we'll show you exactly what you need to do next. So here in our house, our irrigation control box is here right in the garage. And what you're going to need to do is run your system on manual station, and you're more or less going to have to turn on one station at a time and run your air compressor to blow air through these lines until you don't see any more water coming out. So the setup we have out here, this is our setup outside. You'll see right now we have both of our valves open, and we went ahead and took our blowout cap off, and we installed our threaded fitting with a quick disconnect on it. So this is how we introduce the air into our system, and we're going to show you exactly what we need to do now. So like I said, the first thing we're going to do is turn our compressor off so it doesn't kick on us while we're doing this. I already went ahead and did zone 1. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to zone 2, and we're going to turn it on. And when I turn it on, you're going to see the sprinklers come on. Let me put you over by the car, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And what we're looking for is when water stops coming out and you'll see air coming out. So let's go ahead. I'm setting you right on the spoiler of my car here. Let's turn that zone on. So you'll see that our sprinklers are on, and the first one is starting to get some air through it. You'll see the second one start to get some air, third, and then finally the fourth. Now we may have to run this a second time with this compressor. This isn't a very large compressor. We do want to make sure we get all of the air out of the system. So we're just going to charge our compressor one more time and run this zone again. We're going to go ahead and run that zone one more time. We're going to make sure we have no more water in there, and then we're going to move on to the next one. And that's exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see any more streams of water. A light mist is okay. As long as you get most of the water out of the lines, even if the lines do freeze, there's enough room for the water to expand without damaging the lines. So we're going to call that good. Let's move over to the next zone, zone 3. We just have to, again, go ahead and recharge the compressor. Time for zone 3. This is another one I'm probably going to run once more, make sure we get all of the water out of the lines. So once this, you'll start seeing them pop down when the pressure gets a little too low. Once that happens, we're going to let that water pool up in the lines again, charge the compressor, and give it another go. So let's call it now. Alright, we're on to zone 4 now. There you go, you see them a little better now. You can already hear the air getting into them. That's exactly what you want. We're going to run this one once more after we recharge the compressor, make sure it's clear. Then we have one more zone after this. We have 5 zones in total. Zone number 1 is on the very side of the house. That's why I didn't show that to you guys, because you wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. So let's go ahead, let the compressor recharge, run this zone once more, and then we'll go over to zone 5, call it a day. We're going to run that 4th zone one more time for a few seconds, make sure there's no more water in it, and then we're going to move on to the 5th. Alright, we're going to go ahead and call that empty. Let's move on to the 5th zone. If I'm not mistaken, zone number 5 is going to be all the way down the driveway. So this is probably one of our biggest zones. We may have to run this one 3 times. I don't remember, but I do know this is one of the bigger zones that we have. So we're going to go ahead and start that one now. Alright, let's charge her up and run it again. Alright, we're going to run that 5th zone once more, make sure it's good. We may need a 3rd time, but let's see what happens. I still see some water coming out of the very last sprinkler, so I am probably going to run this one once more just to be safe, but I'm not going to record the last one. We'll be back with you in a minute to show you how to disconnect everything we did and put your system back to standby mode for next year. Alright guys, so here we are outside. We just finished blowing out our last zone. We did go ahead and just unplug our quick disconnect from our adapter here. So we are just going to go ahead and unscrew this. Okay. Now what I like to do here is I like to turn this guy off. This is the one that goes out to the control box out in the front yard, and then I like to leave this one open, and what I'll do is I'll go downstairs and I'll open up the drain for this whole pipe. That way if any water does somehow get in there, it's just going to drain into my basement. Oh, why am I putting this back on? I'm not paying attention. So we're going to take this off. We're going to put our cap here on. Just hand tight. Doesn't need to be any more than that. And now we're going to run into the basement. We're back where we started, here in the basement. Like I said, here is our drain for the sprinkler system. We're just going to open this up. And I like to keep it open. Like I said, for some reason, should this valve let any water up, it's going to stop here and trickle out, and I'll see it leaking. But this is just the way I do it. I know the line all the way outside is empty. I have it shut off up there, and then I know from there out to the lawn is empty, and I know all of my sprinkler hoses are empty and should not freeze up. So if this video helped you winterize your sprinkler system, please like, share, and subscribe. We don't usually do things like this, but I'm pretty handy. I like to do as much as I can around the house. Anything to save some money. You know, it's easy enough to do yourself. All you need is an air compressor and a couple simple tools, and you can do this yourself. So we'll see you on the next one.